Hello, everyone. My name is Dylan Spake, and this is my theories project on Carl Jung and the collective unconscious. Some questions I'm going to attempt to answer in this presentation are: what is the collective unconscious and why is it important? And how does the collective unconscious relate to social work? Who was Carl Jung? Carl Gustav Jung was born in Kessel-Wel, Switzerland on July 26, 1875. He passed away on June 6, 1961 at his home in Zurich. Jung's father was a Protestant clergyman and his mother suffered from mental illness, leaving the family temporarily when Jung was a small child to live for a short time in a psychiatric hospital. His mother's mental illness would contribute to him becoming a psychologist and later a psychiatrist. He graduated from the University of Basel in 1900, obtaining his medical degree 2 years later from the University of Zurich. He was interested in the study of mental illness and spent some time during his medical education being mentored by Eugene Buehler, who was a pioneer of psychology and the idea of the classical study of mental illness. During his time working at the mental hospital under Buehler, Jung began to observe the ways in which different words created emotional responses in his patients. He believed this to represent a subconscious association around immoral or sexual content. These observations would lead Jung to develop the term complex to describe conditions. Jung and his development. Jung's views and beliefs in the subconscious would eventually lead him to the work of Sigmund Freud. While they became friends and would eventually work together for a time, Jung began to challenge Freud's theories centered around sexuality, eventually breaking from what Jung felt to be a very one-sided belief. Jung would eventually publish a paper in 1912 titled Psychology of the Unconscious, which began his development of the collective unconscious, while also severing his final ties with Freud and their relationship. In this paper, Jung challenged many of Freud's beliefs while exploring the unconscious mind, trying to understand symbolic meanings within its contents. After his total break from Freud, Jung began his work into humanistic psychology and what he termed analytical psychology. This form of psychology explored the idea that people could be introverts or extroverts, something most people are familiar with today. What was Carl Jung's collective unconscious and why is it important? The collective unconscious is defined by Britannica as representing a form of the unconscious, part of the mind containing memories and impulses of which the individual is not aware, but which is common to mankind as a whole and originating from the inherent structure of the brain. This is not the personal unconscious, which is made up of individual beliefs, ideas, and experiences collected by individuals themselves. The collective unconscious is built on archetypes, also known as universal primordial images and ideas. Jung's belief in the collective unconscious linked the human psyche as a whole with our ancestors. This shaped our culture and personal responses to the challenges and demands of daily life. I also wanted to include a quote from Carl Jung, and that's in the picture. The contents of the collective unconscious are archetypes, primordial images that reflect basic patterns that are common to us all, and which have existed universally since the dawn of time. Archetypes of the collective unconscious. The collective unconscious is built up of several archetypes. According to Jung, these could be mythical images or cultural symbols, which are not static or fixed. He believed that many different archetypes could overlap or be combined at any given time. Among these, Jung listed the mother, birth, death, rebirth, the anima, power, the hero, and the child. Jung, however, believed the mother to be the most important archetype. We can see this in the use of Mary, Mother of God, the church, country, Mother Nature, the earth, the woods, the sea, a garden, a plowed field, or a spring or well, all of which are seen in a feminine light and as being able to give or take away. Jung believed the mother contained positive and negative aspects. One really interesting aspect of archetypes, specifically the mother, is that we can all see the importance that mothers play in our own lives. With regards to archetypes, our earliest ancestors all had mothers, and their survival and existence would not have been possible without the mother to nurture and care for them. This important feminine figure plays a huge role within our subconscious. We see so many things that give in a feminine way. Take Mother Nature. Nature is, in essence, a woman. who has mythical powers to give us fertility as well as destruction, hence the positive and negative aspects of the archetype itself. How does the collective unconscious relate to social work? Within social work, the collective unconscious is part of the transpersonal and integral theories. It more specifically relates to transpersonal theory, which is an outgrowth of humanistic theory that focuses on experiences that transcend the limits of persona or body and ego bound self identity. It is concerned with the distinctively spiritual aspect of human existence and development. A paper titled Jungian Theory and Social Work Practices states that Jung's concept of wholeness honors social work's commitment to the client's strength rather than weakness. This paper expressed that Jung believed that society was strongest when individuals could express archetypes within their collective unconscious. Social work's social action, when viewed with Jungian perspective, should change our society's associated symbols so that through these symbols, each person one works with can express the meaning of his or her life. The figure that I included in this slide is from the book, and it represents the well of human conscience. At the top, we have the persona, or the personal psyche or the ego, consisting of thoughts, memories, emotions, or a person is aware of. Next is the preconscious, which is a part of the personal unconscious. And the preconscious is part of the mind that we are not aware of, that influences our thoughts and feelings, but that we can easily recall. The personal unconscious contains temporarily forgotten information as well as repressed memories. Finally, the collective unconscious is what connects human species and is comprised of latent memories from not only our ancestors but our evolutionary past. This is what connects us all together, which is why it's called the water table that connects the psyche of collective unconscious. So that's the end of my presentation. I hope that you guys enjoyed it and learned something, and I so look forward to viewing all of yours. Hope you have a great day.